Hi there, welcome back to the Collector's Nook. Let's see what we've got going on today.
Alright, today I have the 1550 Blackout by Kershaw, another Ken Onion design. Ooh, hear that? What's that thing again? Alright, injection molded handles on it, beautiful contouring on it, assisted opening as you guys can see. And the reason why I said that, why I brought this knife today is I was doing some electrical work the other day, and these assisted open knives are great for more like the drier environments that you're using knives. You really don't want to take them to the beach because I've never taken this knife apart. Like I said, it's better for like cleaner environments or cleaner jobs. And but I've had this knife for over like 10 years. So and then it did an amazing job cutting tape yesterday, cutting wire for me. There you go, just a little bit more about the knife. You got a liner lock, only one-sided pocket clip, which is kind of crazy with this this knife. I know this knife was kind of like when Kershaw was first coming out. All the modern trend of knives, the more modern knives were coming out, and like I said, this
I
is
don't
like
know if I like that design as much as I like the one he did for my leak.
well, I mean they're two different. I mean like it's two different knives, but let's hear that knife. Here, get closer. All metal. Like I said, this one has that injected molded plastic. It almost sounds like someone racking like a polymer pistol.
Yeah.
Like almost like a Glock. This one has some jimping on it. Beautiful jimping. The ergos on this are great. The injection molded texturing is freaking fantastic. It's light. I don't think it's light as that leak. I think that leak is what?
The leak's like 3.1 ounces, and the Blackout's only a few point ounces more. It's like at 3.5.
Yeah.
So there's not much difference in weight, but because the Blackout is a slightly bigger knife, obviously it weighs a little bit more, even though the leak is all metal.
And as you see with this, I mean, the blade's all chewed up. It's even bent a little bit. It hasn't snapped. I bought this knife actually secondhand. I had one with a plain edge on it, but someone liked it so much they offered to give me more than what I bought it for. So I was like, hey man, but I liked it so much I had to buy another one. I didn't do all this grinding, this messed up grinding here, nothing. Like I said, this is just one of my heavier use knives when I'm using like in drier environments. The other day I was helping my buddy put together an IKEA dresser, and it came with like 1 billion screws. If anyone's dealt with that type of furniture before. Anyway, I had to open like 1 billion plastic freaking bags, screw bags, and it did great for that.
Their instructions are horrible, by the way. IKEA, y'all need to work on that.
I don't use this knife all the time. Like I said, more for the drier work I do. I usually use like an old Spider. This is in G2. Once again, I didn't do none of this grinding. I bought, the tip was actually broken on this, and I found it at the swap meet, and old school Spider Code G2 made in Japan. And this thing, I've taken it to the beach down in the Outer Banks.
Left it in his pocket.
Yeah, just left it on my swim trunks pocket, my board shorts, and I mean, it got sand in it, so it was still super very easy to clean. And it just did really well. This is when I work around the yard and I cut weed eating line. Or I'm working around just around the grass, I'll use this knife instead because I literally can just wash it with soap.
And it's fine.
Yeah, and it's fine. Even though I've got this knife wet a lot, and the corrosion resistance is great. So the coating that they put on this Blackout is actually fantastic. And it's super sharp, man. I mean, you could easily just I use rods, sharpening rods, just a couple swipes, and the thing is razor sharp again. Unlike this G2, I had to put this through my electric sharpener because this G2 is a pain in the fucking ass. The freaking
once the sharpness starts to leave.
But once it's sharp for a long time. I cut through beer cans with this thing. I mean, I cut through metal with this knife with these serrations. Like I said, with that weed eating line, it's so strong. These serrations just pop right through it, no problem. I'm sure this could do. It's just I don't want to get no sap or no juices from the plants inside this knife. Like I said, I've never taken it apart, but I mean, I've used this a lot with doing some of my drywalling and electrical work, and it just open your basic. One thing I discovered about tonight with the serrations, when I was cutting down cardboard with it, of course the cardboard was getting hung up in the serrations, so I really didn't like that. I was having to use a lot of the belly right there just to break down cardboard. So, like I said, just one of my harder working knives. When I think about hard working knives and working knives in general, this is what I think about. Actually, just my razor knife, and this one by Husky. You can hold. It has a little storage container where you can hold. And I've had this when I lived in San Diego. This is what I used. I was in a labor union, local 18, a Masons union, and I was in that for about 10 years before I worked at the airport in the maintenance department. And this is the knife that I've always used. This knife's made me so much money. It's cut through so much grout. Has opened so many bags of cement, lime, name it. This knife has done it. Drywall galore. I mean, I've done so many houses with this knife, and this is what I think about when I think about a working knife. But once again, that's a razor knife, and
Everybody has a different idea of a working knife.
This is a little chonky, but I like having my blades on the fly like that. And actually, one of my main EDC knives is a Gerber, and it's a razor knife, and I just like that because if I do have one of my nicer knives on me, I don't ruin the blade. But this is what I usually use around the house. I like this one so much that I went and bought another one.
You went
with
and
the
bought
tip.
one that still was intact.
Yeah, and as you see, that tip is super fragile, so you can see why these old designs, these clippets, old school Delica clippets, they would always break their tips on them, and I guess that's why they put the new, more of that sheep's foot design or whatever they put on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the new design
Another
is.
hard-working knife that we thought about, like the traditional knives, which I like my one-handed opening working knives, but
this is definitely what you would consider
this
a
is
working knife.
This is
a
hers.
buck 110. This was my mom's. It's now mine, but
yeah, hand-me-down traditional knives, just like most of these knives.
I always love the weight on this.
Yeah, and the weight on these knives, man, they just want to go. And
they do. I can't even tell you how much stuff my mom went through with this knife. She literally used it for everything. She literally carried it everywhere she went. She carried it so much there was an impression in her back jean pocket of this knife.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And that's one thing about you say back pocket.
Yes.
You want to throw those heavier knives in your back pocket.
If you ain't got a sheath, which most of them didn't have
and
until later on.
This has that tip down right pocket, tip down one-sided pocket clip. So I throw this in my right hand back pocket and just pulling out and whipping it and go, woof. Man, it's just sweet.
Make anybody jump.
And that's the thing. When I was opening the IKEA bags the other day, my buddy didn't jump, but he has a big Garfield cat. And sure enough, I hit that thing and that cat came about a foot off the ground, man.
I believe it. It makes some of us jump sometimes with that.
And that's why one of the reasons I don't carry a whole lot of assisted knives. Not so much that they're going to fail, but just because of the noise sometimes they make. I usually carry a razor knife on me. I got a lion steel I carry on me. Let me see that. Go ahead and let's hear that sound again on that leak.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hear that bad boy.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, that hit the back of my finger. Can you hear that?
Yep. You hear both. I love that. That sound makes anybody jump. There you go.
Well, no, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad on the leak. It's subtler on the leak. But that one really sounds like you're like
racking
popping.
up.
Yeah.
But
popping.
yeah. So if you guys get to check this knife out, I mean, don't sleep on this one. This is a pretty good knife. I think it was all made in America. I think the metal on it is 13C26 stainless. So if you guys ain't familiar with that, I mean, all I know is that you hit this thing on the rod a couple times, and this thing is super freaking razor sharp again. Once again, I would have preferred the one with the straight edges on it, but this one had triple X's on it, and I was like, you know what? That looks pretty wicked. I don't know what that's supposed to mean other than like adult. Some adult entertainment. Knife
He's
porn.
like the adult entertainment
Knife porn.
Knife
right.
porn.
But anyway, if you guys get a chance to check one of these out, man. Really cool knife. Everything about it's just great. I mean, a little old school compared to, and like I said, drier environments. You're not going to be taking this one apart a whole lot. But I wouldn't worry about that spring failing too much. I mean, it just fires.
Yeah, man. I mean, that one's been going strong
since I got it.
Yep.
I mean, I got this one for.
And it was secondhand too. So.
Yeah, but I've had this one for about 4 years, and like I said, just constantly just doing stuff with this knife. But that knife, this knife, that 110 is great. Only